In this presentation, we will explore the causes and effects of the Great Depression. A depression is a long and severe decline in an economy or market. And as with any event, there is never just one cause. For the purposes of this video, we will focus on just 6 of them. The stock market crash is believed to have started the Depression. The crash occurred on October 24, 1929. This day is often referred to as Black Thursday, not like Black Friday when I beat up my neighbor to get an Xbox One and a $50 Target gift card. The stock market crash sparked a panic and many investors stopped trading. $30 million was lost between October 24th and October 28, 1929, just 5 days. Severe dust storms started in the American Midwest and spread all the way to New York City and Washington, D.C.
They believed they could face any hardship, weather any storm, but nothing could prepare them for this. From Ken Burns, an epic saga of land scarred, dreams buried, and hopes reborn. The Dust Bowl. Only on PBS.
These storms were caused by a drought that destroyed farmland in Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and Colorado. The map on your screen shows the areas damaged by the Dust Bowl between the years 1930 and 1940. It also shows areas with the most severe damage and the least severe damage. Many Americans had borrowed money from banks. When the prices of goods dropped, businesses could not pay back their loans. Many Americans lost their jobs, and 1 in 4 Americans were unemployed. Worried about their money, many Americans began to take their savings out of their banks. With the supply of money dropping, many banks were forced to give out less loans to individuals. Many banks failed, and Americans lost billions. The Smoot-Hawley tax, or tariff, hurt American exports and trade. The decline in exports meant farmers were not able to pay back their loans. Products such as cotton, wheat, tobacco, and lumber were the hardest hit by this tax. The Federal Reserve is responsible for regulating the amount of money in circulation. Between the years 1929 and 1933, the money supply decreased by 1/3. This directly caused big banks to fail. The failing of large banks, like the Bank of the United States, caused many to panic. Failing banks means no loans for businesses. This led to businesses closing and a higher unemployment rate. President Roosevelt felt that big businesses were to blame for the Depression. His New Deal programs aimed to fix the problems of the Great Depression. Life was hard during the Depression. Many were starving, unemployed, and homeless. Many blamed themselves for their lack of success. They believed only those who deserved it would be successful, no matter how hard they worked. Children often found work when their parents could not. This was because businesses were able to pay children less than their parents. As a result, many adults suffered from depression, and some became alcoholics. You can imagine there were probably also higher rates of suicide during this time. Hoovervilles, named after President Hoover, were made up of hundreds of shacks and tents. These were for the homeless and jobless individuals and families. The New Deal sought to help employ Americans. Government spending provided Americans with work. The New Deal also set up minimum wages, minimum prices, and established workplace standards. Here are several examples of New Deal programs created by President Roosevelt. These programs were designed to put Americans to work and reduce the unemployment rate. The second New Deal expanded upon the first. It focused on working conditions and increased the number of labor unions. The Social Security Act provided money to help when individuals retire. It also helps when someone is temporarily out of work. This program still exists today. It is primarily funded by taxes on workers' income. By 1936, the economy had recovered to its position before the stock market crash, which remember was our first cause of the Great Depression. In 1937, the economy fell again. Roosevelt and the Democrat Party blamed big business for the Great Depression. Today, the Democrat Party still has a dislike for big business, and this probably comes from their experiences during the Great Depression. World War II ultimately ended the Great Depression. The war effort created new businesses and therefore new jobs. Where there's war, there's always opportunity for businesses to make money. Many Americans feared that after World War II, the United States would slip back into another Great Depression, just as it had done after World War I, but this never happened. This has been the Big Kahuna, and thanks for listening to my presentation on the Great Depression.